Hey guys, I'm Ashley Janelle and I'm the host of Stories of Young. Ghana's population is estimated at 31 million people, with about 57% of the population under the age of 25. From my observation, there is a huge creative scene preparing to take over the future. And today we're going to find out what they're up to. I'm going to visit Kusi Kubi. He's a creative director, stylist, and designer. And I really want to know where his mind is at, what he's doing right now, and his views on the creative scene in Ghana.
Hello.
Hi, Kusi.
Hello, Ashley. I'm good. You're welcome to my studio. Yeah, of course. Please come through. How? Nice to meet you.
So cool, Kusi.
Thank you.
So this is Jamestown, right?
This is Jamestown. This is the backdrop we used for a shoot, like a project we did for Gucci, Manchageno, and a vibe called Tech. Wow. And the models were actually standing in front of this backdrop.
Wow. So and this is also one of the pictures.
This is also one of the images from the Gucci, Manchageno, vibe called Tech shoot. Yeah, Tasia, exactly. But it's also a great shot, and I really love this image. So hey, I framed it up.
So yeah, tell me a bit more
about me.
Kusi, so good to be here.
So good to have you here.
I love your style. I love your work and everything you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So tell me more about who's Kusi Kubi.
I'm a creative director. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I've always been styling and, you know, working on music videos and editorials, red carpet. I've always also kind of designed for other artists and also consulted for other brands. But I always wanted to do my own thing. I think it was all about finding the right time, but there was never a right time. I started my brand in 2019 when I was like traveling between Accra and London.
What were you doing actually before your brand? Because like you said, you were styling a lot of artists. How did you actually get into the
industry? So I actually didn't study fashion. I did business information systems, which was a field that I thought would be the best way to make money. And then growing up, you're told that that's what you have to do in order to be successful. I did that for like 2 years. And I was like, this is not for me. But then I didn't know a way out. But everything kind of changed when I went to this fashion party down Bond Street. And I was introduced in London. And I was introduced to a lady who had a publication called Plastique Magazine at the time. So someone was like, hey, Kusi, I think you'd be good assisting this lady. The following Monday, I started assisting.
With no experience.
With no experience. And that was whilst I was kind of like still doing the whole business information systems.
I always think like having a business background is so good because you never know where you end up. You always need a business mind and mentality, right? But that's so cool. So you actually went to a party, got introduced to was it the founder of
the fashion editor?
The fashion editor
of Plastique Magazine. It was all new to me. I remember going into the studio and being like, wow, I really want to do this, but this is a world out of, you know, I have no actual experience. I mean, for me, my thing was, you know, going out shopping, buying clothes, dressing up and going out.
You had a love for fashion.
I had a love for fashion, but then I just didn't have the opportunity to do that full time. So I did that for a bit, and then I had to like stop doing fashion assistant for a bit, go into fashion PR. Did that also for a bit, went into marketing, did that for a bit, and came back to fashion.
You know what I love about your story? That's so similar to mine, because I also actually started as an assistant for stylist and then eventually into PR, marketing. So I think that journey is just so interesting because you get to like see all the angles of this industry, right? So from Ghana to London, London to Ghana, where would you say you're based? And what is your view on the creative scene in London and in Ghana?
You know, the brand is based here, so moving forward, I'll be spending a lot more time because I haven't spent a lot more time here. So that's what I'll be doing. But the creative scene here, it's very exciting. There's just a lot of talent. There's just
so many talents.
And like, it feels like the world has got its focus on Accra, you know? Whereas in London, I feel like the creative scene there is, it's good, it's great, it's exciting, but probably because I've been there for a longer time, my excitement is more here than actually there. I mean, I love the creative scene there, but I feel like here, when I shoot here, the images are just brilliant. You know, you don't have to have a lot of props. Like, the props are everywhere.
It's everywhere, but that is so true. Literally, I had this conversation recently, and it's like, well, in Amsterdam, for instance, if we do a shoot, we have to like look for a space, a location. But here, and that's all cost. But like here, you can literally create a sick shoot on the streets, and it looks nice.
Just go to the high street.
And that's it.
It's colorful. Get the model right there.
I love
that.
And
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
You know?
And especially with Palmwine ice cream.
Right.
First of all,
right.
How did you come up with this name?
I wanted to like create a name that resembles the feel, taste, and look of a tropical climate. So I thought, that. You know, and also Palmwine ice cream is a blend of feelings and tastes that are not necessarily meant to be put together. But once they are combined, it exudes a sense that is unfamiliar and new. Because I wanted to like create something that sounded a bit interesting. So when you hear Palmwine ice cream, people usually say, "What is it? Is it an ice cream? Or
is it an ice cream bar?
What is it?" I'm like, no, it's clothing.
It's a clothing.
But that's the same energy that I wanted the brand to give.
And exactly, again, the feeling I got when I looked at the images as well is like, it's refreshing. It's so different from what I see in Ghana at this moment. I think definitely what I love about Ghana is that the creatives are just, they're upping their game, you know, they can literally compete with the Western world now, I would say. And then looking at your brand, it's so different from the rest. So now I understand it's just a mix of flavors.
And
even,
you know, it's pretty simple, but also pretty detailed.
And one thing I really want to know is, why did you want to start Palmwine ice cream?
I started Palmwine ice cream purposely because I always wanted to actually have a brand or work on the brand. And also going back and forth, I kind of realized that there was a lot that I could give back from my experiences, like, you know, working abroad and going back and forth. I kind of felt like there was an influence that I wanted to put out there as well with the brand. But I started it off by having a very small capsule collection for the season 1, which was like 10 garments that were all like reworked, just to test out the market and just to see how things work out here, to understand how I could, you know, work the system. And that first season was well received. So based on that, I thought, okay, let's work on the second season, but this time more, push the envelope a bit more, change like the narrative.
What is the direction that you want to go to with
Palmwine ice cream? I think our main aim is not to saturate the market. So what we do is we create products that people believe in and want to be part of. So that's why most of our pieces are reworked, or like, we're also very heavy on sustainability. So our denims, our leathers, even some of the jewelries are things that we've had to rework around to make them look different. The denim is like reworked, so stuff that we source and we treat and make sure it's all clean, and then we work on it. This was something completely different that we reworked and made it into this body armor.
So what was this before?
This before was actually a skirt, but it was kind of placed very differently, So we just actually reworked it and then made it into this armor. And you source all of this in Ghana? This jewelry is from Italy. But the denims and everything else is sourced out here. Sick. And so we try to get, you know, from different parts of the world into the space. You also have another piece for women, right? I have this amazing it's a corset that we have, but then in the lookbook we kind of had it upside down. But I think you should try it on. Let's see how that sits. So that's gonna sit. Wow. This is wow. But how do you love this? So do you make these pieces yourself, or do you have like? So some pieces we make here. Some pieces I usually have like a commission piece. I really love what I'm seeing and I'm hearing, and I think that we can all really learn from the creatives here in Ghana, how independent you guys are and just, you know, pushing this industry. One question for you, what do you think the Western world or Western brands could actually learn from things that are happening in Africa, Ghana to be specific? I think the creatives here are very good at working with what they have, and they're very innovative, because, you know, they create from very little. I think the Western world is great. There's a lot of opportunities, but also there's a lot of things at hand that doesn't really allow people to sometimes think beyond. Okay, well, I love that. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thanks for coming to the studio. Yes, and I've learned a lot. I mean, it's really inspiring, like I said, to just see your space and see how you're working. Thank you. And I can't wait to see more of your work. High five. High five. That's what we do. Hey.